big news here this week has been voting on the Welsh Government's new draft budget. You know, you don't have the theatre and the nonsense of red boxes down here, but what you do have is the substance of a government seeking to protect people and seeking to protect public services, whilst at the same time trying to invest in the future. Over the last 5 years, we've seen over £1 billion taken away from Wales by the UK government's austerity-driven budgets. That's £1 billion taken away from public services and from investing in the future. But what the Welsh Government's been seeking to do in Wales has been to base a budget and base our spending priorities on our values and our visions for the future. We've seen the National Health Service protected here in Wales. We're going to be spending more on health than ever before. We're going to be spending 7% ahead of England on health and social services in the next year. We're going to be ramping up expenditure on the Welsh Health Service, spending a total of 48% of a total Welsh budget on health, because we believe that matters to people. We believe that's important to Blaenau, Gwent and to communities across Wales. And a part of that expenditure, of course, is a new hospital being built down in Cwmbran that will provide world-class services for us. The money was included in the budget this week and work will start on it in the new financial year. We've also been protecting schools. We now spend more on schools in Wales than they spend on schools in England. We're seeing our results improve. And we're also seeing some of the poorest people in Wales and some of the poorest children from most deprived backgrounds closing the gap between them and their friends from richer backgrounds. So we're investing not simply in schools in Wales, but in schools in deprived communities, ensuring the poorest children have the best chance in life. Again, Labour values in action. And we're protecting our local services. Local authorities in England have seen 40% taken away from their budgets. Local government's been emasculated in England. Here in Wales, we're trying to protect local services, we're trying to protect local jobs, and we're trying to protect local democracy. And that's important to us. It speaks of our values, it speaks of our visions for the future. And we're seeking to protect people wherever they happen to live in Wales. In Blaenau, Gwent, we are going to be seeing real investment as a consequence of spending decisions taken here. We're going to be seeing investment in our infrastructure, investment in our schools, and investment in our health service. I believe that's what people in Blaenau Gwent want to see. A real Labour government delivering on Labour values for everyone throughout our society.